Music Again is a song that was written by Justin Hawkins, formerly of The Darkness, and it's a great throwback kind of sound. It definitely has a lot of classic rock in it, especially the riff during the chorus. I think lyrically what's really wonderful about it is that it's saying, I love you so much and you're such a force in my life that you make me want to listen to music again. That's how much I adore you. For Your Entertainment, the single, is a sexy dance track. It's kind of dark and clubby. It was produced by Dr. Luke and written with Claude Kelly. It is a great song. I think that it has a double meaning, which makes it really hot. On one hand, it's about putting on a show and being an entertainer, and on the other hand, it's about really controlling a very sexy time, if you know what I mean. What Do You Want From Me is a song that was written by Max Martin and the amazing Pink. I feel like the song is so universal in its meaning and so emotionally vulnerable and honest. When I first heard this song, I thought, you know what, I think we've all been there, in that place of emotional journeying and discovery and confusion. You meet somebody in your life who's special to you, and you don't want them to leave, but you don't quite understand why they're there in the first place. And I think also it's a great message to the public, for me personally, to be able to say, what do you guys want from me? I'm doing my best. Strut is a song that I wrote with Miss Cara DioGuardi, who was a judge on American Idol this past season, and it was produced by Greg Wells. It's an incredible song, I think, if I do say so myself. It's an empowerment anthem, and it's a lot of fun and lighthearted. It has a glam rock kind of feel to it, mixed with a little electronica. And lyrically, what I was trying to go for was talking about how when you're really comfortable in your skin and you own your presence and you're proud of who you are and you strut your stuff, that's how you're going to find the love that you're looking for. Soaked is a song that was written by Matt Bellamy from the band Muse, and I believe it was supposed to be something that they were interested in recording, and then it didn't make the final cut because they decided to go a different direction artistically, and they had this song, and it was given to me, and I fell in love with it. I thought it was gorgeous on first listen. It definitely evokes almost like a Shirley Bassey, James Bond kind of 60s throwback ballad. Very, and then there's moments in it where it sounds completely like a Queen rock ballad. I think it blends those two kind of styles together. Lyrically, I think it has to do with the kind of vicious cycle of being in that place in your life where you're looking for love and fulfillment and validation, but you're looking for it in the wrong places. You're looking for it, most likely, in a bar. And soaked, I think, is their way of saying you're getting trashed. Just getting drunk and looking for love and not finding it and tired of the endless, search. And then the one-night stand that ensues at the end of the night that really doesn't validate you. It doesn't do a lot for you, but at the end of the night, your soul will be okay. So there is a silver lining. Surefire Winners is this great song. It was produced by Rob Cavallo, and it has a kind of a blend of like a hip-hop beat with a real fantastic rock sound. It's just about being fierce, quite frankly. It's kind of another empowerment anthem that just makes you feel good. A Loaded Smile is a song that was written and produced by Linda Perry. It was a real honor to work with her. I look up to her a lot. She's done great work. And she wrote a song that I feel is open to interpretation. There's one way of looking at it, of two halves of a relationship. And one person, their inner monologue being, I love this person, this is a dream come true, I couldn't be happier, how romantic, I've never been in something like this before. And then the other person in the relationship going through I don't really feel anything, I'm just going through the motions, this isn't right for me. And the other way of looking at the song is the inner struggle that happens in one person when you're in a relationship. How you can be fickle, and on one hand, in one moment, you can be so deeply in love, and then the next moment, you feel completely empty and nothing's working. I think it's kind of complicated that way, and I think it's one of those songs that the more you listen to it, you can kind of read into it certain ways. If I Had You is a great song. It was produced and written by Max Martin and Shellback, and it's a fun dance pop rock tune. I think it has a great message, though, at the heart of it. It's talking about how I can have all this glitz and glamour and fame and fortune, but if I don't have you, if I don't have someone special in my life to share it with, it doesn't mean anything. And how all we really need at the end of the day is love. Pick You Up is a song that was written by Rivers Cuomo from Weezer and Greg Wells, and it is a song that, to me, kind of reminds me of like a classic kind of Queen-style ballad rock pop thing. Actually, it's interesting because it's ballad, but it's up-tempo. It has long vocal phrases, but there's a beat and there's a drive to it. I think it's great. I think it's about... I think the term "pick you up" it has two different meanings. It's I'm going to lift you up, pick you up, and then the other one is more I'm going to pick you up at 8 o'clock and we're going to go have a ball because everything's great now. And it explores the idea that it's more of like a song about like the past, like looking back and kind of realizing, wow, this is how far I've come. I can relate to it personally. It's wonderful. Fever is a song that was written by the incredible Lady Gaga. One of my favorite artists right now. She submitted the song to me, and we had the pleasure of recording it together in the studio. I think lyrically it's pretty self-explanatory. It's kind of a disco, sexy, funky thing, and I tried to sing it with a lot of rock and roll kind of swagger, but it definitely has a contemporary dance feel to it. And it's basically about getting down. Or wanting to get down with somebody that you can't quite have. And that feeling of just, I desire you so much, but I can't have you. Sleepwalker is an incredible tune written by Ryan Tedder. And it's a record that basically kind of talks about losing your loved one, whether it be literally like in death or just breaking up, getting dumped. And kind of feeling like in the wake of that person's absence, you're numb. You're almost sleepwalking. You don't even quite know what's going on. You're in a daze, in a trance. I think we've all felt that way before. Another part of Sleepwalker that I'm really happy about is that it features a great guitar solo by Orianthi, who is a new artist. She plays guitar and she sings. She's fantastic. She was featured on Michael Jackson's This Is It as his lead guitar. I had the pleasure of meeting her, unfortunately not in the studio, but afterwards. And she's a very talented woman, and I think she's beautiful. Aftermath is a song that I wrote with my dear friend Allison Porter, my dear friend Faraz, and a guy that Allison knew very well that I met called Eli Rise. And Eli is an incredible piano player. Allison and Faraz are both major singers and musicians in their own right. They've been friends of mine for years. They've both had a lot of experience in the music industry and as performers on stage. And we basically wanted to write a song about dealing with issues in your life where you bottle them up and you hide them, and making that big step in whether it's coming clean about something, being honest about something, going through something that you know is going to be hard, but going through it intentionally. And how on the other side, in the aftermath of that decision or that experience, you will find people like you. You will find solace. You will find liberation. You will find joy and love. Broken Open is a song that I wrote with Evan Bogart and Greg Wells. And it's probably the most personal song on the record for me because it's about some personal experiences of mine dealing with lovers and close friends that needed to just cry, needed to just fall apart, and feeling safe enough with me to do that. I think we all need to do that sometimes, and I think that it's about having pieces of your life that don't make sense and not really knowing what you want to be and looking for direction and hope and not being able to control it and hold it all together and allowing somebody else to just hold those pieces for them. I think that it's also, it could be viewed as a message to my listeners that it's okay. You can feel like a mess sometimes, and it's okay. It's beautiful. I think it's also kind of romantic in that way. It's something that you would experience with a lover.